Hello and welcome to your next video in your AllegroHD tutorial series. Now for this map tutorial we're going to be learning about loading on the fly, and it's very simple. We're not going to really modify that much code, and what I mean by loading on the fly is that we're going to be learning about how to update our map and stuff while the game is running, rather than just loading it and then having to close it and then re-debug and compile and everything again. We can just do it on the fly. And this is probably not going to be the way you're doing it when you actually release your game or you have your final product, but this is very good or very effective for when it comes to actually editing your game or trying to do a perfect map or something, or to visually see it. Much like an engine can visually see your map and then you actually update your map on the fly. Well, this one we're not actually creating a map editor or something like that. What we're going to be basically doing is that we're going to be modifying the values within our text file, and it's going to update on what we see on the screen. And essentially, if you want to make a map editor, the concept is the same. Whatever you draw to the screen using the map editor, it updates it within your text file, and therefore when you save your text file or whatever, it actually loads in what you've drawn. But anyways, let's get into the code. So first of all, for the last tutorial, I had removing the trailing spaces within the loading map case in our switch statement. I want to tell you guys that you should bring it up to after you get the line. The reason being is that a lot of errors can come from your program due to trailing spaces. Especially if you have some trailing spaces after your texture name, it won't load your texture properly. So then, to avoid all that, we just should avoid the trailing spaces off of everything else in our program, not just the map files and etc. etc. So you remove the trailing spaces, and two more things we have to add. If our open file is open, we just have to clear the map and clear the texture. That's all we have to do. So each time we call the load map function, we clear the map and we clear the texture, and then we reload in the stuff that we need. The reason for doing this is because if you don't do this, then it will just make a duplicate of what we had before, and it will build upon what we had before, and then therefore draw multiple maps where we don't want the maps to be drawn. It will be like, say our map was 20 by 10, then if we don't clear the data that was in our map before, then it will just add on to that data. Remember, our map is a vector, so we'll just keep on adding to it. So at the end of that, then our map will be, say, like 20 by 20 by 20 by 20. Then when we load again, it'll be 20 by 30, etc., etc. So that's not what we want. So then we clear the map and clear the texture so it doesn't make duplicates of it. So I'm going to remove this right here. So you just load our map and then we draw our map. So each iteration of our game loop, we're going to load the map and then draw the map. So whenever we make a change to the map, it's going to make a change throughout our program. So to see what happened, just to see it in action, so I have my text file taking up half of the screen, and the game is going to take up the other half of the screen. So just wait for this to load. So right now we have our map like this. So say I want to modify the map. So I'm going to modify some of the platforms. So I'm going to do, and I'm going to put, now it's important that you only have one space between each of the indexes, between each of the numbers. If you have two spaces, then it can affect your program or affect your maps. You can always do that by checking for double spaces or anything like that, or checking for anything within that area, but it just makes more of a hassle to you if you have to program that. You can always program that for error checking because there's always errors, but I'm not going to be teaching that. That should be easy enough from what I've taught you. So anyways, I've changed that, I've saved it, but notably nothing has changed within our program. What I have to do is just click the game window, and once you click the game window, it modifies it. So it modifies our game on the fly. So if I want to add 2 more platforms, then we save that, click our screen, and it adds them. Now say I want to add in some textures or change which textures draw what. So I'll just put ground.bmp there and platform.bmp there. I'll save it, do it, and they switch. So you can do anything you want. You can switch textures, etc., etc. Whichever one suits your needs, you could do it, and you can modify your map on the fly. So hopefully this tutorial was beneficial to you. Hope you gained something from it. And that's it for now. So thanks for watching, and bye.